It has been a difficult Black History Month for the Blanchard House Museum in Punta Gorda. The museum is still closed because of damage from Hurricane Ian. Fox 4 Morning News anchor Chris Shaw is live there in Punta Gorda today to show us what the museum is doing to get its message out.
For a long time. You know how much I love Punta Gorda. You've got the great water views, the excellent restaurants and parks. And I think what really, though, sets Punta Gorda apart from most places in Southwest Florida is its deep, rich connection with history. You've got the downtown historical district. The city has a history park, and where I am right now on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, there's also a historical district here. And the focal point is this. This is the Blanchard House Museum of African American History and Culture, and unfortunately it's been closed for 5 months now since the hurricane. This morning I'm going to take you inside to show you the damage, but I'm also going to tell you why the director is so passionate about getting the message out for this museum. She says history still matters.
History should not be locked away.
See that? A little dampness still.
And walking into a once thriving museum shouldn't feel so empty.
This is where we are now.
This is where the Blanchard House Museum has been since Hurricane Ian hit.
By the next day, we knew things were really not good.
This is what it looks like from the air, and that hole in the roof.
So I guess that's the biggest damage right there.
Does not look any better inside. When Dr. Martha Beretta gave me a tour, we had to wear masks because the mold is so bad.
When I hear that you had roof damage, the first thing I think about is all the artifacts, everything that was inside.
We did get everything out of here.
But getting the message out about how important Black families were to the creation of Punta Gorda has been a challenge this Black History Month.
Just because Ian closed the doors does not mean he closed us down.
Dr. Beretta is taking history on the road.
I'm doing several programs with libraries. We're going to do story time with kids, and we are committed to teaching untold and untaught history.
And there's a personal reason she wants to continue with this mission. You see, Dr. Beretta tells me she can trace her ancestry back to the founders of Punta Gorda. Then in the late 90s, it was her mother who bought this house for a very specific reason.
This was her dream, Bernice Russell. This was her vision. She saw what this community was. You know, when we had stores and everything right in this block, she knew us. She was very proud of all of that. And it was actually after schools integrated. The kids would pass her house, and she knew what she grew up with, and she knew what I had to grow up with. And some of the kids didn't have book bags, and some of the kids' heads were down, and Mother said, those children need to know who they are. And that was why she did this. They needed to know who they had come from, that their ancestors had helped to settle and develop this town.
And no hurricane can change that.
Do you have any idea yet when you can reopen?
We have said for a fact, Emancipation Day, we will be open, okay?
Of course, Emancipation Day is the day when slaves found out that they had been freed, or when they started finding out. And in Florida, that day is May 20th. So that's the goal here. They are going to need some help here at the Blanchard House, though. Dr. Beretta tells me they do have insurance, but it's not going to cover all of the costs to fix the house. So they are asking for donations. When you find the story on our website, fox4now.com, I've got the information there if you'd like to donate. Now, I want you to take a look at some video because you heard me reference this in the story a couple of times. Punta Gorda has a unique history. Some of the first settlers and the people who actually helped create this city were African American. Some of the families that were here more than 100 years ago were some of the most influential families in the city. I did a story about this 3 years ago. You can find it right now on fox4now.com. It really is a good glimpse into the unique way that Punta Gorda began, and it explains how we got to where we are today. Reporting live in Punta Gorda, Chris Shaw, Fox 4.